Good morning. Welcome to Untamed Hearth. I'm Laura Ann. Come with me while I tidy up our temporary living space. One of the biggest challenges in this space is that it is so wide open. There is no closet or any place to hide anything. So literally everything that you use on a daily basis is out. And I find that visually very challenging. So for me, putting things away that aren't being used regularly really helps. When items are left out, they take up space in your brain. And since I had my brain surgery about 6 years ago, I guess, now I find that incredibly challenging when there's too much stuff around me. The first thing I'm going to take care of is this drying rack. There's a pair of Trace's ski gloves and a pair of River's snow pants. So I'm going to put the ski gloves in Trace's ski bag, and then I will put away River's ski pants out in the hallway because he doesn't need those in here. They can be hung up somewhere else. Then I'll go ahead and fold up the drying rack. I put a couple of screws in the wall to have a place to put it. I love this drying rack. I got it off Amazon. I'll link it in the description for you. It's sturdy. It can hold an entire load of laundry, which is very useful when you're hanging clothes. I took the towel out from underneath these Legos. We had cleaned all the Legos, and that's why they were on a towel in the first place. Then I realized my desk was pretty messy, and so I tidied that all up. It looks so much better than it did before. And I started a load of laundry. I am so incredibly grateful to have a washing machine and a dryer. I haven't had a dryer for like 3 years, and having a dryer just makes laundry so much easier. Moving on to the kitchen area, and I had some hooks I wanted to put up for the measuring spoons and the measuring cups, so I got to work on that little project. I've had hooks for like a month now. I'm only just getting around to hanging those up. It felt really good to get that project done and be able to like put the rest of the hooks somewhere else and just be done with that project. And then I sorted through some of our utensils to see if anything needed to be put somewhere else. Next, I washed the tray that goes under the dish drying rack. It just gets a little gross if you don't wash it every once in a while. I mean, it's getting clean water dripped on it, but the water doesn't all drip off all the time, so you really have to just keep an eye on it and clean it up. These baskets are something that I am so grateful that we had from living in the cottage and from camping. I just used the baskets without the covers on them out here. When we were camping, I put the covers on them to keep mice out. But they've been really, really handy, and I enjoyed them. So they just needed a little tidy up. The basket that holds all the dish towels and washcloths had too many washcloths in it, so I took some of the washcloths out and put them in our towel bin so that this basket wouldn't look so messy. Initially, I thought I'd find another place to put all the brushes and the medicine and things like that, supplements and all that good stuff somewhere else, but I haven't found a good place to put that yet, so they are still residing in this basket in the kitchen. I'd prefer to have them somewhere else. I just don't know where that place is yet, so in the meantime we're just going to tidy that up and make sure that we're using all the things that are in it still and that they're relevant. As I emptied each basket, I would clean it before I put everything else back in it. It's just good. Everything needs to be cleaned once in a while, especially coming from mold. You want to keep as much dust down as possible. Mold loves dust and it feeds it. So, I try to keep the dust as low a level as possible so that we're not feeding any mold. I've been needing to make some vanilla, and we don't use alcohol in this house, so I had been waiting to get some vegetable glycerin to put the vanilla in, and I got some off of Amazon, so here I am making the vanilla. I put what I had for vanilla in a smaller jar to use first, and then I sliced some new vanilla beans and put them in the jar with the glycerin, and that will take about a month to get nice and flavorful. And then I just leave the vanilla beans in there, and they continue to flavor the vanilla as long as they're in the jar. So that was just a little bit of the things that I have done around the house to make it a little more cozy and to try to get us organized a little bit. It's been really hard to live out of totes, and they're not very aesthetically pleasing. But we are trying to just live comfortably here and do the best we can with what we've got. We don't really want to buy any furniture for down here because we know we're going to be going upstairs, and then we want to have, you know, nice furniture that fits that space. So down here everything is temporary, and we're just doing the best we can to make it all work. Did make my homemade vanilla, and I haven't made it in a really long time, so I was excited to make some more. I've been really skimping out on the bottle. Like, when I make brownies, my brownie recipe calls for vanilla, and I have just not been adding it. You know, sometimes I was like, it's not really necessary, but it does add a nice flavor. So anyway, I'll be glad to have that vanilla ready in about a month. Making large jars like that, it lasts quite a while. So have you ever made homemade vanilla? I'd love to know. Tell me about it in the comment section.